Welcome to Advice of Counsel with Locked On Panthers host Julian Council. Julian, first it was the Jets, and then on Sunday a Saints team missing a lot of key players on offense. But has this Panthers defense officially filed notice to the rest of the league at this point?
I certainly would hope the rest of the league is taking notice at this point in time. 10 sacks through 2 weeks, 21 hits on the quarterback. Davis Mills coming up here on Thursday for the Houston Texans, going to be starting in place of Tyrod Taylor. I hope you're watching the film. I hope you're ready because it's probably going to be a long night for you. This defense has been incredible, Nick. I was really excited about them coming to the season. Brian Burns in year 3 thought he could be a double-digit sack guy. Hassan Reddick adding him on the opposite side after he had 12.5 sacks last year in Arizona. Now the questions of, was that real? So far, through 2 games, 3 sacks for him, 2 sacks for Burns. And defensively, J.C. Horn. Haven't heard his name too much, but he has done his job for the first 2 weeks, meaning he's not getting beat deep. He gave up a touchdown last week, so be it. He's been really good so far. And Dante Jackson, someone who we were hard on throughout this first couple years of his career for not being a willing tackler. Well, he's certainly putting a hat on guys nowadays. I love what Phil Snow has done so far with this defense. He looks like to be the better of the 2 coordinators so far. I know Drew Brees said earlier on NBC here on WCNC on Football Night in America that the Panthers are hard to scheme for because it's a college defense. Well, that college defense is stumping a lot of teams so far, and they're getting after the passer. Also got to throw a hat tip to Morgan Fox, who is also fantastic today. The Carolina Panthers are playing fast and physical defense, something that we love here in the Carolinas, and something I feel like we haven't seen in a while, at least since the 2015 run to the Super Bowl. This defense looks fantastic, and I'd be terrified if I'm any quarterback out there that has a shaky offensive line. In fact, they did it against a good offensive line, the Saints, and they made Jameis look like Tampa Jameis. Has to make a lot of Panther fans pretty excited to get a cathartic win against a Saints team that's thoroughly dominated this organization over the last 4 or 5 years.
Julian, a key touchdown late from Christian McCaffrey, his first in 2 games, but another 29 touches, bringing it to 59 in those pair of games, on pace for over 500 in a 17-game season. Is it time to send a cease and desist letter to Matt Rule in terms of CMC's usage?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been on the hand him the ball as much as it takes to win part of this argument. I get why people want to preserve him. It's a 17-game season. He's coming off of a year where he had bad injury luck. Getting hurt in Tampa, we get his ankle rolled up on. That's just football. Then later on in the season when Danny Sorensen of Kansas City pile drives his shoulder into the ground, like that just happens. Now the groin, that's Christian working hard to get back. But he also takes care of his body better than probably anyone in the National Football League. Not named Tom Brady, who's 44 and still looking incredible out there for Tampa Bay as they won again today. But 500 carries in touches, whether it's receiving or carries, does not really seem to be all that sustainable for Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers this season. He is in the prime years, so yes, give him the ball as much as necessary when needed. Now, at the end of the game, though, when the Panthers are up 26-7 and they're trying to just run out more of the clock with 3 minutes left to go, I don't understand why Christian McCaffrey would be in the game then. What benefit do you need to have him out there? The only thing that can happen is Christian getting hurt in that situation. That's why you drafted Chuba Hubbard. That's why you picked up Royce Freeman off of waivers. In those situations, hand those guys the football. When the game is in the balance, give the ball to Christian. When it's not, put in Chuba, put in Royce Freeman. So no, 500 carry or touches this year, probably not what you want to see for Christian McCaffrey, but if that's what they need in order to be a playoff team, and hey, I mean 2-0, maybe be a team that can make a run deep into the playoffs, so be it. Although I don't know if it's sustainable long-term for Christian to have that many touches this season.
Another quick start for this offense and then a very sluggish second half. How would you advise Sam Darnold and Joe Brady?
Honestly, at this point, I don't know. This is a season. Last year we had the same issue here in Carolina where they come out in the third quarter and are sluggish with 0 points again today, 34 yards in the third quarter. I don't really understand what's happening. I know Matt Rule talked about in his press conference following the game that defensively for the Saints, they were far more aggressive and sending more blitzes and pressures in the second half. You could probably say the same thing about last week against the Jets. So maybe trying to figure out the offensive line and the protections. So that might be more on Joe Brady. That could be on the quarterback, Sam Darnold, and trying to figure out what exactly they might be disguising there defensively that's leading to the Panthers to not be able to do much in the third quarter. Now, the good thing is the past 2 weeks, it hasn't really mattered because the defense has been so good that the Panthers didn't need to score in the third quarter, really, let alone in the second half. That's how good the defense has been, where the game has not been threatened at all against Zach Wilson and the Jets last week, and even against the Saints team that beat the brakes off of the Packers last week. And I thought that the Panthers played the same game they played last week, which essentially today was the same game that they likely wouldn't win. Well, what do I know? This defense is that good where it doesn't really matter, but they're going to have to brush that up eventually for the Panthers to want to get out and have a better start in the third quarter. Joe Brady's got to figure out his adjustments because apparently he's not adjusting as well as the defenses are adjusting to him following halftime.
All right, tight turnaround to the next case. The Texans are on the docket Thursday night. Julian Council, thank you as always.
Yeah, of course.